To make lemon ice cream. I have never made lemon ice cream, but my head person at our IT department in Magnolia, Texas, Ken, wants to see lemon ice cream. He can't be here today. He'll be here in October. And so I did some research. I asked Ice Cream Folks, which is a blog for recipes, and everybody sent in a lot of great recipes and stuff. And so I took the gist of what they were saying, and I wanted to make it fresh. So we'll see if it works. It could be too sweet. It could be not enough lemon. But here's the formula, and then we'll adjust this formula. I'm using you as my test animals, and we'll see how it goes and what we need to do for the next time. So that's empty. I'm going to need Ice Cream Folks, it's called. 3 quarts. I need 3 quarts of mix, please. Jeff, this is great having an assistant.
Yes.
I love it.
I'll take a cut and pay to keep him here.
Yeah, me too. And I need 8 ounces of sugar, so I'm going to get that from here.
So you said 3?
3, please, yeah. On your way?
Sorry.
Any questions so far? Yes. You need to. How cold do you need to keep that cream? Just like you would milk at home.
Like 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit.
And the colder you keep it, the longer the shelf life. Just like milk. If you've got milk at 38 degrees, you're going to keep it at home for maybe 4 days. If you have it down at 34, you're going to keep it for over a week. Well over a week. So I'm looking for sugar. I'll zero this out.
I got it.
Okay, everyone, this is my wife, Paula. And Paula is our office manager. So when a machine is being shipped to you, you talk to Paula and... Oh, the ball? How did you find it down there? How'd you find it there? How'd you see it? Oh, good. The sugar. There we go. So I'm going to use 8 ounces of cane sugar. So I don't need to tare it. I just need the cup. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Dry it out?
Yeah, please. Otherwise it's going to stick.
Yep.
Okay.
Said 8.
8 ounces there, yeah. And we can stir it all in here. And let's see. The zest of the 4 lemons, when I squeezed lemons last night, I made sure that was all in there. And I decided not to use the yellow color because I didn't have any. But if I needed some, this company, Green Mountain Flavors, the president is a man named Stan Sitton. And Stan is as readily available on the phone as I am with my company. And he has taken just about every flavor there is in nature and found a way to make it natural. So he doesn't have in his language, you know, red dye 40, yellow 17, green 6. These don't exist to him. He does it all naturally. I've told this story before, but yeah, please. Stan once sent me a bottle of concentrated beet juice. Here it is. I'll send it around for you to see. Beet juice. And I said, what's this for? He said, it's for your Italian ice. I said, come on, Stan. I'm from the South Bronx. Do you think I'm going to sell beet Italian ice? He goes, no, Steve, but if you're making a strawberry or a cherry Italian ice and you want it to be super red so that it'll attract kids, you don't want to use red dye 40. Beets are the most concentrated, the brightest color in nature. So he takes out the taste and everything else, and is left with a concentrate of red color made from beets. How great is that? So that's the kind of stuff Stan does.
What is something like that run?
Oh, I have no idea, but I'm sure that bottle will last you 10 years. So it doesn't really matter what it costs. It's, yeah, they put it in containers. We could. Let me get through this and I'll see what it does. Yeah.
Instead of like straight sugar like that, can you use simple syrup?
The question is, could you use simple syrup? You could, but why?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just extra steps. Sugar dissolves very nicely in cold liquids. And usually we're talking such large quantities, like for Italian ice, 7 pounds. If I've got a little, when I'm pouring sugar and water that I mixed for less than a minute into a machine, and end up with a little stream of sugar, that little stream of sugar means nothing compared to 7 pounds of sugar. So I don't have to have every single granule dissolved. But you don't need any special types of sugar. Now I'm going to add the lemon juice, and here's where it gets tricky, because I want to see how the taste is. The sugar was to offset the tartness of the lemon. We don't want to go too overboard with the lemon. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that lemon going to earn that?
Excuse me?
Isn't that lemon going to spoil that cream percentage that's in there?
Absolutely not, because it's only going to be in this state for the next 8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's nice. Needs more. And that's all I got, so I don't even have to taste it because I don't have any more. And I don't have to mix it that much. There you go. See, we're going to start the freezing immediately. And there we go. Anybody seen the top?
No.
Here it is.
Yes.
And that's all there is to that. So we'll see how it tastes. Here's a fun little thing I didn't realize. Here's another one of my little timers, a little Farberware. This is stainless steel. I don't know if you can all see that, but even though it's stainless steel, look how it sticks to the magnets stick to it, because it's a low-grade stainless steel. It reminded me when I just happened to I go to pick it up and there's some resistance. I go, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize the tables were such low-grade stainless steel. So when my oldest son was 7 years old, I took him to a trade show, a small trade show, and he's got one of my business cards, which at the time was magnetized. Now you wouldn't want to do that because you get it near your computer, a stack of them, and you're going to wipe out your computer's memory. So he's walking around with these magnetized cards, and he comes back and says, "Hey, Dad, you won't believe where your card's stuck." And I said, that card's not sticking anywhere. Stainless magnets do not stick to stainless steel. Here, I'll show you. See, they don't stick to stainless steel. No, Dad, I'm telling you, I stuck it to a machine. You got to come see. Well, he's 7 years old. I didn't believe him, and I'm not a rocket science. So I go over and I look, and don't you know, he's got it stuck to the side of a Taylor batch freezer. I go, get that off of there. You never know. Questions? Somebody? No? You know everything. Okay.
Steve, approximately how long are you running this on the lemon ice cream?
Oh yeah, why don't I set a timer so I don't freeze it up again? I'll set it for 6.
Does this one work?
That one does work.
Sweet.
I'm going to set for 5. All right, I give up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that'll work, but this time we'll keep an eye on it. We build these 3 machines, this one, and this one. There's no variations on them except that we build it for American voltage and European voltage. So we run, as you'll see out in the factory floor, walk around assembly lines of these being built constantly. The bigger machines, the 12, the 24, and the world's largest production machine, the 44, are all, there's about 42 variations on them because unlike any other company in the world, we look at where you're going to put the machine. You're going to put it into, I don't know, Sao Paulo, Brazil, or you're going to put it into Taipei. We will look at the voltage for that country and that city and build the machine to that specification. So these are usually ready, the smaller ones are usually ready in about a week. Right now we're at 2 weeks on this one, but about a week to 2 weeks time. The bigger ones are usually 4 weeks because they're like building a machine custom if it's because of the voltage available, air-cooled or water-cooled, depending on your location. People always ask about what's the difference. Well, on the small ones, they're all air-cooled because they're relatively small compressors. 6 3/4 of a horsepower, 1 horsepower, 2 horsepower. And then they go up from there. What was my train of thought? I forgot. But, so I did, completely forgot. But we can have these models to you very quickly. The other ones take a little bit longer. But everything is handmade here and built to what your specification is going to be. I was talking air-cooled versus water-cooled. You have a big engine in the machine. We call it the condensing unit. And you have to cool the condensing unit. In your home refrigerator, you hear the compressor or condenser running. What it's doing is it's sucking air in from the front of the refrigerator and blowing it out the back. It's only about a 1/6 horsepower, 1/6. It's so small that you don't notice it generating any heat. It's an air-cooled unit, but it's blowing some hot air back there, and that's what they're designed to do. The bigger the compressor, the more air it's going to move, and the more hot air it's going to move. So people call up all the time and say, I'm looking at a 12 or a 24 or a 44 even. Should I buy it air-cooled or water-cooled? The other way to cool a compressor besides air-cooled is the way these are running, which is water-cooled. When the compressor comes on, and only when the compressor comes on, is it using water. It'll call for water, and then it'll use as much water as whatever your groundwater temperature is. So, not to get too complicated, it's going to use less water in Maine in the dead of winter than Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in the middle of August. The valve automatically adjusts so that the water temperature at the sink always comes out the same. So cold water is circulating around, or tap water is circulating around, and then gets thrown away to the drain. And environmentalists would say, oh, gee, that's wasteful, or that's expensive. My water, I pay for water and sewer, and it's very expensive. Well, water is expensive everywhere. And the thing about water is if you're not using water, you're using electricity. And electricity, these things are going to take this room up 10 degrees when we turn it on if it's air-cooled. And that's a lot of heat. And so you have to go over and turn up the air conditioning. Okay, we're going to turn this off. You're going to have to go turn your air conditioning up. Air conditioning is based on fossil fuel. Fossil fuel goes up every time there's a disturbance in the world. So the bottom line is it's cheaper to run a machine on water-cooled. The other thing is a water-cooled machine can always be converted. If you had 3 or 4 of these running, you can buy what looks like a small central air conditioning unit that's outside your house, outside your building, and it recirculates glycol, antifreeze, through the machine. So you're off the water loop. You're just chilling antifreeze back and forth. They're about $6,000, so they don't pay until you get to 2 or 3 machines. Any more in there?
A little bit.
No, you can't circulate the water because it's coming out at 108 degrees. In the old days, some people would put a tower on their building, but if you got a 600 or 1,000 gallon tank up there, you not only have to maintain the tank, but at some point in time, it all warms up and you're done for the day. So 90% of these bigger machines are water cooled, and it's the most efficient way. It also has a third less moving parts. It costs $1,000 less to purchase from us. And like I said, it could always be converted over to get off the grid. Whereas an air-cooled machine will be air-cooled forever. And I've had people who, balked against me and said, no, I'm buying air-cooled. And they call up 2 years later and I said, I wish I'd listened to you because my electricity bills with the air conditioning are so high. Hey, that worked. Come on up and try it. Jeff will say it needs more something, but I was just talking about you.
My ears were burning.
Yeah, well, it was nothing good. I said, you're going to taste this and say it needs something more.
You're welcome.
What is it? Lemon ice cream. Oh, one
Lemon
of my
ice cream.
favorites.
Well, you make it? I should have gotten the formula from
You're
you.
welcome.
More sugar or more lemon?
Both. Both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're going to adjust this formula to more sugar and more lemon next time.
Oh, it's only my opinion.
Now, am I poisoning people because I put the lemon right in there and then started freezing it immediately?
No, but what I did learn recently is that lemon and cream are an emulsion,
It started to curd
Yeah.
up right
It's
away.
starting to-
and it must
I
be
saw it.
drizzled. Must be drizzled.
Into the
It's starting
machine.
to curd up a
Must
little
be
bit.
drizzled. Much slower than you ever thought.
Okay. Well, I got away with it because I moved so fast, but I could see it changing quickly.
Yeah. And all you have to do is simply start the machine and drizzle very slowly. That's all.
Great. Okay.
You're welcome.
If we had added the 2 drops of yellow,
Yeah.
how yellow would this
Pale.
Pale
Very
yellow.
pale.
be? Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I don't want like neon.
No, strictly for looks.
Okay.
But it is
welcome.
kind of fun to have a bright red cherry ice, and the mother comes in, and the mother says, I'm not giving my child that. And then you tell them the story about the beet juice, and
go,
it just
James.
reflects on your whole business. I mean,
We're definitely gonna look into that.
it's
Like
cool.
that. Yeah.
Oh, and Stan Sitton's a great guy to talk to.
Awesome.
He's got great ideas.
Yeah.